ஐயோ என்னாச்சு? Advantages of self-pollination. Pollination is almost certain in bisexual flowers. When the members of the species are uncommon and are separated by large distances, the plant has to depend on self-pollination. Third point. Number 3, if all the chances of cross-pollination failed, then self-pollination will take place and prevents the extinction of the species. Now next one, disadvantages of self-pollination. Continuous self-pollination when takes place, the generation after generation results in weaker progeny. The new one, whenever it will be developing, it will become very weak because there will be no variation. Now next one, chances of producing new species and varieties are less. Second thing, we are going to discuss cross-pollination advantages. Advantages and disadvantages of cross-pollination. Advantages always results in bringing out the much healthier offspring. Number 2, germination capacity will be much better because the seeds will become very strong. New varieties may be produced. The adaptability of the plants that will be produced by cross-pollination to the environment is better. Disadvantages depend on external agencies for the pollination and the process is uncertain. If the agents are not available in proper time, in that case pollination will not take place. Now next, various devices have to be adapted to attract pollinating agents. Now significance, again 4 marks question. Pollination is a prerequisite for the process of fertilization. After fertilization, pollination. Before fertilization, pollination takes place. Fertilization helps in the formation of fruits and seeds. Number 2, it brings the male and female gametes closer for the process of fertilization. Number 3, cross-pollination introduces variations in plants due to mixing of different genes. 2 different plants, the fertilization will be taking place, or 2 different flowers, fertilization will be taking place. So mixing of different genes will be taking place. So variation takes place. So these variations help the plants to adapt the environment and results in speciation. New species also may develop. Now next part we are going to discuss about the fertilization. What do you mean by fertilization? We know the fusion of male and female gamete is called fertilization. Fertilization in angiosperms is double fertilization type already. We know that one, again we will be discussing. Events of fertilization, there are so many points, one by one we will be discussing. The stages involved in double fertilization are, first point, germination of pollen to form pollen tube in the stigma. First point, first step or stage. Number 2, the growth of pollen tube in the style. This is the number 2. Third one, third stage, direction of pollen tube towards the micropyle of the ovule. Fourth one, entry of pollen tube into one of the synagogues of the embryo sac. And fifth point, discharge of male gametes. Sixth stage, syngamy and triple fusion. These terms we know, again we will be discussing. The events from the pollen deposition on the stigma to the entry of pollen tube into the ovule is called pollen pistil interaction. It is a dynamic process which involves recognition of pollen and to promote or inhibit its germination and growth. Now one by one, pollen on the stigma, just so that after pollination the pollen grains will be lodging on the stigma, and after that what will happen? In nature, a variety of pollen falls on the receptive stigma. Any stigma, different types of pollen grains may fall, but all the pollen grains will not germinate or grow. But all of the pollen grains do not germinate and bring about fertilization. The receptive surface of the stigma Which part? Receptive means which part of the stigma receives the pollen grains. Receptive part of the stigma receives the pollen. If the pollen is compatible, same plants, same species with the stigma, it germinates to form a tube. This is facilitated by the stigmatic fluid in wet stigma and pellicle in dry stigma. Pellicle is nothing but the outer covering of the stigma, dry stigma. These two also decide the incompatibility and compatibility of the pollen through recognition rejection protein reaction between the pollen and stigma surface. Sexual incompatibility may exist between the different species, so it is called interspecific, or between the members of the same species, which is called the intraspecific. The intraspecific, previous class we have discussed, it is also called self incompatibility. It is also called later, that means interspecific type of incompatibility is also called the self incompatibility. First visible change in the pollen soon after it lands on the stigma is hydration. First step, hydration, that means it will absorb the water from the stigmatic surface and starts to grow. The pollen wall proteins released from the surface during the germination of the pollen, its entire content moves into the pollen tube. The growth is restricted to the tip of the pollen tube and all the cytoplasmic contents move to the tip region. Now I will try to show the diagram. Suppose this is the pollen grain. When it is falling on the stigmatic surface, it will absorb the water from the stigmatic surface and it will start to grow to form the pollen tube. When the pollen tube, one pollen tube, very large one I will show, all the contents of the pollen grains will be entering into the pollen tube and to the tip region only it will be accumulated. So that we are saying that the entire content, the growth is restricted tip of the tube and all the cytoplasmic contents move to the tip region. The remaining part of the pollen tube will become empty and it is vacuole like structure, cut off, and the remaining part of the pollen tube is occupied by the vacuole, which is cut off from the tip by a callose plug. This is called the callose plug. The extreme tip of the pollen tube appears hemispherical and transparent when viewed through the microscope. This is called the cap block. As soon as the cap block disappears, the growth of the pollen tube also stops. Now pollen tube in the style, that is happening on the stigma. Now it will second stage. That means the pollen tube will start to grow in the style. That is called pollen tube in the style. After germination, the pollen tube enters into the style from the stigma. The growth of the pollen tube in the style depends on the type of style. Now we will be discussing about the types of styles. Types of style. There are three different types of style can be seen in plants. Hollow it is called open type, solid or it is also called closed type, and third type it is called the semi-solid or half closed style. So first type, at the same time we will be discussing the differences between the hollow and solid style or open and closed style. Hollow or open style, it is common among monocots. A hollow canal running from the stigma to the base of the style. So if we draw the diagram, this is the stigmatic surface and this is the style. When the pollen tube will start to grow, the style region, only the outer region of the style is lined by single layer of cells, which is secreting some secretory juices, which is helping for the growth of the pollen tube in the style. So that is seen in monocot plants. A hollow canal running from the stigma to the base of the style is present. The canal is lined by single layer, that one I told, some glandular cells which are called the transmitting cells. They secrete mucilaginous substance. The pollen tube grows on the surface of the cell lining the styla canal. The canal is filled with secretions which serve as nutrition for the growth of the pollen tubes and also controlling the incompatibility reaction between the style and the pollen tube. The secretions contain carbohydrates. So 2 marks question again, what are the components of these secretions in the transmitting tissues? Carbohydrates, lipids and some enzymes like esterases, acid phosphatases as well as compatibility controlling proteins. Now next type, it is called the solid type, or it is also called the closed type. It is seen among the dicots. Next part we will be discussing. Okay, thank you children.